Welcome back to Grammar Grade 10. This is Unit 3, Lesson 23, and it's the lesson that closes the unit. We've met two verbals already, the gerund, which acts as a noun, and the participle, which acts as an adjective. Today we meet the third one, and the most flexible one, the infinitive. It's the little to form of a verb, and unlike the other two, it can do 3 different jobs in a sentence. Let's find out how it works, and how to spot the one trap that fools almost everybody. Let's start with the shape, because the infinitive wears its shape on the outside. An infinitive is usually the word to plus the base form of a verb. To run, to imagine, to build, to forgive. That base form is just the plain, unchanged verb. No S on the end, no ing, no ed. Just the verb in its simplest close. So whenever you see the word to sitting right in front of a plain verb, your ears should perk up. That is an infinitive. To plus a verb equals an infinitive. Hold on to that, because in a few minutes it will save you from the biggest trap in the lesson. Now, an infinitive rarely travels alone. An infinitive phrase is the infinitive plus any complements and modifiers that hang on to it. Look at the first sentence. She hoped to finish the essay by midnight. The infinitive is to finish, but it carries a complement, the essay, and a modifier, by midnight. All of it together is one infinitive phrase. And here's the important part. The whole phrase works as a single unit in the sentence. In our second example, to speak honestly takes courage, the entire phrase, to speak honestly, is the subject of the verb takes, not just the little word to, the whole bundle. Here's what makes the infinitive special. A gerund can only be a noun. A participle can only be an adjective. But an infinitive can be any of 3 things, and the first job is the noun. Look, to forgive takes real strength. What takes strength? To forgive does. That infinitive is sitting in the subject slot, doing a noun's work. Now the second one. She wants to travel. She wants what? To travel. That infinitive is the direct object of the verb wants. Again, a noun's job. So if you could swap the infinitive for a word like it or something, you are almost certainly looking at a noun. The second job is the adjective. When an infinitive follows a noun and tells you which one or what kind, it is doing an adjective's work. He had a promise to keep. Which promise? The one to keep. The infinitive to keep is describing the noun promise sitting right beside it. Same thing here. This is the moment to decide. Which moment? The moment to decide. Notice the pattern. The infinitive comes right after the noun it describes, and it answers a question an adjective would answer. Which one, or what kind? And the third job, the one people forget, is the adverb. An infinitive can modify a verb, and when it does, it almost always answers the question, why? We paused to listen. Why did we pause? To listen. That infinitive is modifying the verb paused, telling us the purpose of the action, and purpose is adverb territory. An infinitive can also modify an adjective. The soup was too hot to eat. Here, to eat stretches the adjective hot. How hot? Too hot to eat. So the adverb infinitive attaches to a verb or an adjective and usually tells you why or how far. Now the trap, and it catches almost everyone. The word to does not always start an infinitive. Sometimes to is a plain old preposition, the kind we met back in the prepositional phrase lesson. Watch. We hurried to the station. To the station. That is to plus a noun, station. A noun after to means you have a prepositional phrase, not an infinitive at all. Now change one single word. We hurried to leave. To leave. That is to plus a verb. And to plus a verb is an infinitive, every time. So here is the only test you need. Look at the word sitting right after to. Is it a verb or is it a noun? Verb means infinitive. Noun means preposition. That one question settles it. Let's close the unit by putting all three verbals side by side, because together they make a neat little system. A gerund ends in ing and always acts as a noun, nothing else. A participle ends in ing or ed and always acts as an adjective, nothing else. But an infinitive is to plus a verb, and it can act as a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. The infinitive is the flexible one. So when you meet a verbal, first ask what it looks like. Then ask what job it is doing in the sentence. And those two questions will name it for you every time. Time to practice. In this first set, I'll give you a sentence with the word to in it, and you decide, is that an infinitive or is it a prepositional phrase? Remember the test. Look at the word sitting right after to. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. The trail climbed to the summit. Look at the word right after to. Summit. That's a noun, a place on a map. And to plus a noun gives you a prepositional phrase, not an infinitive. So the answer is prepositional phrase. Nadia decided to enter the contest. What follows to? Enter, and that is a verb in its plain base form. So to enter is an infinitive, and to enter the contest is the whole infinitive phrase. The answer is infinitive. Marcus was too proud to apologize. After to, we find apologize, and apologize is a verb. So this one is an infinitive. And notice that it stretches the adjective proud, which means it is doing adverb work. The answer is infinitive. Nice work. In this second set, every sentence has a real infinitive. That part is settled. Your job is to name the job. Is the infinitive working as a noun, as an adjective, or as an adverb? Pause and decide before each answer. To swim in cold water shocks the body. Ask what shocks the body. To swim in cold water does. The whole infinitive phrase is sitting in the subject slot. Subjects are nouns, so the job here is noun. Elena bought a novel to read on the train. Which novel? The one to read on the train. The infinitive sits right after the noun novel and tells us which one, and that is an adjective's job. So the answer is adjective. The runners stopped to catch their breath. Why did they stop? To catch their breath. The infinitive tells us the purpose behind the verb stopped, and purpose is adverb work. So the answer is adverb. Let's pull it all together. An infinitive is usually the word to plus the base form of a verb. And an infinitive phrase is that infinitive plus its complements and modifiers, all working as one unit. An infinitive can act as a noun, as an adjective, or as an adverb, which makes it the only verbal that can take all three jobs. And never forget the trap. If to is followed by a noun, you are looking at a prepositional phrase, not an infinitive. So always check the next word. That closes Unit 3. You have now met all three verbals: the gerund that acts as a noun, the participle that acts as an adjective, and the infinitive that can do it all. Great work. I'll see you in the next unit.